Well, I served for over 20 years. I served active duty in the Marine Corps for 8 years. I then served in the Army Reserve for 6 years, the National Guard for 12 years, and the New York Guard for another 3 years. I just got a phone call from out of the blue and started talking to Trajector Medical. And I'm okay. Then I said, okay, let's go forward with the process. And we started talking, and I sent her the information that they wanted in the process. I got copies of my medical records and everything, and sent them to her. And she told me that okay, she's gonna get me set up with a couple of appointments, and I didn't think it was really going to happen. But then, a couple of months later, I got two medical appointments. One for my hearing, and then another one was for PTSD over the phone. I'm like, okay, this is real. This is actually happening. And I went down to. I had to drive to Queens. The hearing test was in Queens, New York, so I had to drive all the way down there. And then I had the PTSD over the phone, and she really asked me some deep and probing questions. And to tell you the truth, I was trying to hold back from crying because some of the things that were coming out I haven't thought about in years, and it hurt. It brought me back to areas that didn't even want to think of anymore. And then it was just a waiting game. And then I got a letter about a month ago that those two things were approved. They denied everything else, but those two things were approved, and it put me at 40%. They approved the tinnitus in my ears. They approved the hearing loss, but they didn't. They put me at 0% for the hearing loss, but they gave me 30% for PTSD. So now I'm at 40%, and I'm about to get a payment in October for $755. That just kind of came out of nowhere. I gotta say, I'm sorry for not doing it and believing the man the first time. This could have happened a long time ago. But look, I'm happy with what I had gotten so far. I mean, I wasn't getting anything before. I would just say that don't look at the process itself. I would tell them, look at what happened to me. I thought it was a scam and wasted almost a year and a half because I was blocking numbers and not picking up the phone. But when I finally got to somebody that helped me through it, it worked. Whatever they do, however they do it, works. And it only takes a moment for you to trust somebody else. And I know how hard that can be. But if you just take 5 minutes to let yourself trust somebody and let them help you, it will work. I've told my own friends already, about Trajector. I gave them the link. I said, look, you got to call these people. You got, it actually worked. I couldn't believe it was going to, but it actually worked. And I showed them my VA.gov app, and it says it right there that I'm now 40% disabled. And then when I scroll through it, I can show them how much I'm actually getting. It's amazing. Now I don't know if they called, but I know that I referred them. Like it's a process. It is something that you have to trust in. And that's the biggest, the hardest part for me was trusting someone that just called me over the phone. I mean, because I didn't apply for anything. I didn't, look for this. I just got a random phone call one day. I could have had this thing done years ago when I first got the call.